Tara Arborghos was born on January the 17th, 1983, and grew up in Asheville, Ohio, a small town in Pickaway County. It's a place where many residents are born and raised, never heading far from their hometown. However, Tara always aspired for something greater, to achieve success as a globally recognized model. Pursuing a career solely focused on beauty can be a challenging aspiration. She struggled with eating disorders since she was young and had an unstable life. Eventually, she moved in with her boyfriend in 8th grade. However, Tara's aspirations would never come to realization. Tara attempted a career in modeling for a considerable period, building a range of headshots and attractive photographs for her portfolio. It's unclear if she was ever hired. She eventually crossed paths with Brandon Lambert, a father of 2 adorable baby girls. He was unaware of her intentions to destroy everything dear to him. Brandon Lambert and his girlfriend, Kelly Blevins, had 2 children named Aspen and Kirsten Lambert. Despite appearing to be an ideal family, their relationship came to an end soon after their children were born. Even though they never got married, they deeply valued the connection they shared because of their daughters. Regrettably, an individual would enter their lives and cause chaos for everyone: Tara Arborghos. Not long after the breakup, Kelly and Brandon began dating other people. Kelly developed strong feelings for her current spouse, Sean Cook, while Brandon found himself captivated by a well-known blonde beauty named Tara Arborghos. Brandon and Kelly made every effort to resolve the girls' custody dispute. Tara, on the other hand, became a constant source of frustration for everyone as the conflicts escalated into a full-blown conflict over the amount of time spent with the girls. His daughter Aspen reflected on their relationship, recalling how Tara came into their lives at a young age and quickly became the center of their father's attention, causing tension and instability. At first, they were willing to trust in her, but soon discovered that Tara was unreliable. She always deformed their words and manipulated situations to make Brandon think they were unhappy about being with him. After a long court battle, Kelly was granted full custody of the girls, while their dad got to see them on weekends. Aspen and Kirsten got less excited about seeing their dad because they knew they would have to deal with Tara. In the end, Tara was looking for Brandon to marry her, so she tricked him by faking her pregnancy using an imitated ultrasound photo in order to get a proposal. After Tara and Brandon got married, Tara's behavior became increasingly unstable. She obsessively created a close bond with Kelly and even convinced her to pretend that Tara was her sister, allowing her to be present during the birth of her child. Tara frequently made derogatory comments about Kelly to the girls, saying they together will go to hell, as they had children before marriage. The persistent desire to create division among family members was relentless. There is a psychological explanation for individuals like this. Often, those who are fixated on causing harm to others are deeply dissatisfied and disconnected with their own lives. Tara appeared to direct her frustration from her unsuccessful career towards the Lambert family. When you add a strong sense of jealousy to the mix, things can quickly go downhill. The family dynamic became increasingly negative when Tara began expressing her disapproval of Aspen's masculine nature, causing her to distance herself from spending time with her. She convinced Brandon to skip their sporting events or not visit them in general because she thought the distance was too far to drive. Tara caused a conflict between Brandon, the girls, and Brandon's mom. She caused a conflict between them that resulted in the girls not seeing their grandmother for 2 years. Unsurprisingly, Tara pointed fingers at the grandmother, claiming that she was lacking affection for them and no longer desired their presence. She would cleverly manipulate the entire family, manipulating also Brandon, to further divide the family. Her beauty had a captivating effect on him. In his eyes, she was a flawless, and over time, the girls lost interest in visiting them. She had a strong desire to have complete control over every aspect of her life and everyone around her. She frequently called the authorities stating that Kelly was not a suitable mother, resulting in several interviews from the authorities to check if Kelly is capable of taking care of the children. It was a never-ending struggle that would only result in grief. Tara's hatred continued to intensify, regardless of whether she had the girls or not. She was always unhappy, and there would be heated and unhealthy arguments in court regarding the children. Brandon was paying alimony, that was another problem for Sarah, so she would go on and make a monstrous plan. While browsing Facebook, Tara came upon her former classmate, Ginny Cheadle, and warmly remembered the kind gestures Ginny had done for her during their time in high school. She chose to reach out to her longtime friend Linda to talk about whether or not Ginny would be willing to assist her in her plan. During their conversation, Linda and Tara came up with a plan to contact Ginny and ask her to call Kelly and threaten her. When Linda called Ginny, she was in with their plan. Shortly after this, Ginny called Kelly, threatening her if she will not leave Tara, Brandon, and the girls alone, she would soon be in the hospital, and not even her loved ones will recognize her face, as she would use feeding tubes if she doesn't stop what she's doing. When Kelly answered the phone, I began yelling at her right away. I warned her that if she didn't stop, there would be consequences and that I would locate her and engage in a physical fight. If she continued bothering Tara, I was going to confront her. I specifically informed her that she wouldn't be able to walk, but instead would need a feeding tube during her stay at the hospital. Despite Kelly's call to the police, no action was taken. Sadly for Kelly, this was just the start. After the phone call didn't lead to any changes, Tara decided to escalate the situation. On July the 21st, 2015, Tara sent Ginny a message on Facebook asking if she knew someone who needed money and could help them with their problem. Ginny responded, "I'll reach out to you either later today or tomorrow morning. Can you give me your phone number?" Both of them discussed various possibilities over the phone regarding how to harm or possibly end Kelly's life in order to gain full custody of the children. Finally, Jenny informed Tara that she knew someone who could complete the task. They talked about how the hitman would stage it as a failed robbery, and Tara expressed her enthusiasm. They set up a meeting with the hitman, and in a small town like Circleville, Ohio, this was going to be a major crime. Tara was unaware that Ginny had changed from the rebellious girl she once knew. Ginny became a mother. She was concerned about Kelly's well-being. She wasted no time after receiving the Facebook message and quickly reached out to the police, providing them with an in-depth description of the situation. The police started monitoring their phone conversations and came up with a plan to catch Tara in the act. In order to prevent her from seeking help elsewhere, they rapidly staged a meeting claiming that Ginny's friend was prepared to complete the task. In the parking lot of a Walmart in town, Tara parked her car next to a man with tattoos who was driving an old car. Her friend Ginny was sitting in the passenger seat. The girls greeted each other, and Tara got into the car to start talking about the murder. The fake hitman, a Circleville town police officer, approached Tara and mentioned that he had heard about her problem. Tara showed no concern for Sean's well-being or the potential consequences for his life. Her only concern was maintaining control over her stepdaughter's and husband's life. Tara went into Walmart and started shopping after arranging with the hitman and giving him a $125 deposit. As she entered the store, the investigators followed behind her and observed her as she walked joyfully and completed her planned shopping. After she left Walmart, cops pulled up and arrested her. She got some shocking news when she got to the police department. The hitman was an undercover police officer, and all of her conversations with Ginny had been recorded. We were best friends. Well, okay, not best friends, but we were really good friends, you know. When Tara was questioned, she made an effort to minimize their bond, but the interrogator brought up Tara's apparent hatred for Ginny, claiming that Ginny wanted to kill Kelly, the mother of her stepdaughter, not her. Tara maintained that she didn't realize her phone conversations were being tapped and that all she wanted was for Kelly to suffer, not die. Tara lied, trying to place the blame on Ginny, but it was too late. She was taken into custody for her crimes. She hired the services of well-known lawyer James Kingsley, who claimed that Tara was incapable of understanding the seriousness of her acts and was tricked by the state of Ohio. Tara tried to bring attention to her modeling career during the trial in the hopes that the jury would be influenced by her presence. Nevertheless, the jury found the defendant guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, but she was cleared of attempting to end Sean's life. The news of the verdict brought relief to Kelly, Sean, and their family. Wearing extravagant clothes and 5-inch high heels, Tara showed no remorse as she was sentenced to 7 years in prison with 5 years of post-release supervision. A few weeks later, dressed in an orange jumpsuit and Crocs, she made an attempt to seem regretful, but her indifference was clear. However, because of indictment flaws, Tara's conviction was later changed. She was set free until a new trial could be planned. She brought in new lawyers, Sam Shemansky, who claimed that the jury had made decisions against her based only on her appearance. Tara's pregnancy at the time did not change the verdict for the jury, and in 2018, she got a 5-year sentence with 16 months already served. During a program with Dr. Phil, Tara admitted to planning the murders of 2 people before going back to jail. Ginny, Kelly, and Sean grew close despite her confession, and they even appeared together on several news shows. Some harassed Ginny, who was praised as a hero, arguing that she shouldn't have exposed Tara. Still, she stood by her decision, believing she was doing what was best for Kelly, Sean, and the 4 kids. Following the initial indictment, Brandon Lambert finally was able to see his evil wife. He decided to file for divorce from Tara. He realized the need to address the terrible issues in their relationship and prioritize his children's well-being. We still don't know who the father of Tara's baby is and what has happened between them since she was in prison. Despite being eligible for parole in March of 2022, she was ultimately denied. After serving her 5-year sentence, she is expected to seek a reunion with her child and avoid media attention. Thank you for watching. Now it's up to you. Did Ginny did a good job for framing Tara? Do you think she would have killed Kelly and her husband? Was 5 years in jail sentence fair, or should she have gotten more? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to our channel for more crime stories.